Just Ears XC Review Defiant has been getting a lot of hype lately within the community. Some people say it's the best collab to ever live, and some say it is the best $100 IEM to ever live. Any of those claims true? Let's find out. Hey friends, Timmy here. Welcome back to another video on TimTune. Today we have a review of the Defiant by Just Ears and C Reviews, Mr. CEOs himself. And let's first start off with the tuning. Now, the way the Defiant was tuned can be categorized as an old meta or an IEF 2020 with a bass boost kind of tuning, and it executes on that tuning quite well. The bass is not too much, the treble is not too much, the mid-range, although boosted, is quite tastefully boosted, so it's not shouty in any way. Now, while we're talking about the mid-range, this is the star of the Defiant. It has a mid-range that is full, a little bit thick, but very, very forward. Not to the point of, again, being shouty, but it is the centerpiece of the tuning. Now, alongside the fullness that you also get pretty good timbre owing to the quite smooth treble as well. So the timbre of vocals and instruments sound largely natural. They have enough energy to them, enough clarity to them. They don't sound dark or dull in any way. And when you pair that with the fullness quality of the mid-range, you get a really nice forward vocal experience. And this is especially good if you love this kind of forward vocal experience and you want it especially to sound a bit more on the natural side as well. Despite it being boosted and colored, it has enough naturalness due to how well the treble is handled. Hence, again, how well the timbre is handled. Now, speaking of the treble, another good quality besides the smoothness of the treble is just how much it is boosted. It is boosted enough to give you a good sense of details and clarity in that range, but at the same time, it's never too much. It's never piercing. It's never taking over or taking attention away from the other frequency ranges. It's a very natural and tastefully done treble. Now on to the bass, and this is where I want to nitpick the Defiant the most. The bass on the Defiant is overall good in quality. It is relatively well controlled. It has enough power to it to give it that bit of fun and that bit of heft, if you will. But at the same time, it's lacking some naturalness in its decay. The bass just doesn't sound as satisfying as I would like. Now, this is not really the fault of how the bass is done, but more so because of how forward the upper mid-range is. Because, again, the upper mid-range being the star of the show, the other elements being the bass and the treble does take a little bit of a back seat. And what that looks like in the bass department is that it just comes across as not having a natural, satisfying decay that bass should. But all that being said, for the price of $99, this point is absolutely a nitpick. Overall, tuning wise, the Defiant is very, very well done, especially at the price of $99. It is an easy recommendation, especially if you know you like a bit more of that forward vocal presentation, or if you're simply very new to the hobby, you don't know what you like, the Defiant is a great choice to start off with if your budget is around $100. Now for the technical scale, and the Defiant lands a little bit ahead of the Aria 2. The Defiant, I believe, being one of the most detailed sounding IEM around $100. You can put it up next to Truth-Ear Hexa in level of details. Now for the comparison with other models around the same price, let's start with the Aria 2. Now the Aria 2 is a warm, neutral kind of IEM. It's much more relaxing, easier to listen to. And like I said with the Defiant, the Aria 2 is actually another IEM that is a very safe buy if you're new to the hobby. They're just different signatures. The Defiant is gonna come across with a bit more vocal forwardness, a bit more treble sing, if you will, a bit more details there. And the Aria 2 is that heftier, warmer, more relaxing, loungy kind of signature. Versus the Truth-Ear Hexa. Now these two cannot be more different. The Hexa is a very neutral tune IEM. Virtually nothing at all is boosted beside the upper mid-range just slightly. All in all, it's a very plain water kind of tuning. The most plain under $100, or I should even say under $200, the Hexa is the most plain sounding IEM. The Defiant is a very colored IEM with boosted upper mid-range and boosted bass. So it comes across as a lot more intense, more contrasty, and more fun and exciting than the Hexa. So yeah, very different for two different audience. And lastly, the Dunu Titan S. Now the Titan S also has the star of the show being the mid-range and the vocals, but the way it's execute that part is very different than the Defiant. The Defiant goes for a fuller kind of vocal experience, whereas the Titan S goes for a more lively and energetic kind of experience. So although both of them have focuses in the mid-range and vocals, again, they're done in a different way. Between the two, the Defiant is more versatile owing to it having an actual bass shelf, whereas the Dunu Titan S is more shoehorned to being a vocal lover's IEM because it really doesn't have that much bass, and the main thing you're buying the Dunu Titan S for is that lively, energetic vocal presentation. So yeah, if you're new to the hobby, the Defiant is the better choice for you. But if you know you like a livelier vocal presentation, then the Titan S would be the better option for you. Final ranking time, and for sound quality alone, I'm gonna give the Just Ears X Seos Defiant a B. Very high B. Almost a B+. I thought about a B+. It's not quite a B+, but a very high B it gets. And for the price of $99, a value rating of a green thumbs up. I wholeheartedly recommend this IEM. For sound quality alone, I think is worth it. Not even counting the fact that it has very good cable and modular at that.